Hello scholars, welcome back to another live PEP class. Today being Friday, we're going to be doing our curriculum-based test in mathematics. In studio with me, I have Antoine and I have Amari. So far, in a little while, I'm going to be inviting them to come join me on the screen. Before I do that though, let me remind the viewers that for those who know and may have missed the dates, and for those who are about to find out, here is our schedule of classes. We have 5 PEP classes per week and 6 CSEC math classes per week. So I'm going to play a very short video with the schedule, and I want you to write down those dates so that you don't miss any of the classes. Hello CSEC math students, I know you are busy preparing for your math tests and your CSEC exams coming up. I have a very important question to ask you. My new hat. Thank you. Another important question. Have gotten a math problem wrong simply because of making little mistake? I'm sure you have, as thousands of other students have. Now we're going to be looking at the common mistakes that students make in all the topics. In CSEC, look at the common errors, demystify everything. Make sure you watch every video in this series so that you can avoid making those mistakes. So scholars, times when students get mathematics is as a result of one single error or one mistake. Well, this is absolutely true, and we're going to be looking at the common errors that students make in the different topics in mathematics. If we know the errors beforehand, we can certainly avoid making. Are you ready? All right, so take minds and I will guide you through. Now I'm going to welcome Anne and Amari to the screen. We have Madison joining us and Lejonde joining us. Young ladies, please turn your cameras on. Cameras on.
Miss, I cannot turn on my camera.
You can't turn on your camera?
Yes, I don't know why. From the first one, it's unable to access camera.
All right, so the young ladies will be participating by way of voice only today. All right, and the young gentlemen will represent themselves in voice and in visual. So welcome scholars and thank you for joining me on the screen. We also have some scholars in the chat. And Alyssa, welcome. We want you to participate, whether you're in studio or watching out there. You're in the chat, you can participate, post your answers. Remember, when you're posting your answers, you need to say which question you're giving the answer for, because sometimes the chat just lags behind a little bit and we may have moved on to another question. So we need to know exactly which question it is that you're answering. All right, so let's get right into it. So it's a PEP math based test, and here we go. Question 1. What is the value of 1,827 minus 431? Quickly work it out. Oh, I haven't shared my screen.
Miss, can you
Forgive me. Forgive me. I'm going to share the screen. You can see.
Miss, I was just about
All right,
to
there
ask
you
you to repeat what you said because you didn't share your screen.
All right, so
Okay, Miss, I can see.
I'm sharing the screen now. All right. Okay, so there you go. Work out your subtraction quickly.
Miss,
I got,
excuse me, Miss.
I got the answer.
Miss, I know the answer
What answer
too.
do you have?
Miss,
Just tell me your answer. What answer do you have?
Miss 1,396.
I agree
Okay,
with
Legend
Amari. I have A too, Miss.
A.
Same thing, Miss. A, Miss.
And Madison said
1,396.
and also. All right, so everybody is a good start. So the answer is A. All right. Number 2, 123 plus 345 plus 723. All right, so Alyssa also got A as her answer.
Miss, I got so.
Okay.
Miss, I got the answer.
Amari?
Miss, it's D.
Miss, I got the answer.
D. 1,000.
Go ahead, Amari.
1,191.
Jande? You have
Miss D, 1,100. Miss, I have D, 1,191.
Miss, I have the same
Antoine?
answer. I have D 1,190.
All right, so everybody is getting D, and that's correct. Alyssa is also saying she got D. So, okay. 3 divide 4,230 by 6.
Miss, I got B. 705.
Miss,
I
agree.
Okay, let me hear.
I agree, Miss.
Miss, I got B too, 700. Miss, I go with B, 705.
So the answer is B, 705. 4,206. So 6 can't go into 4, 642. 7 times 6 goes into 3 zeros, and 6 in 30 goes. So it's 705. Remember, scholars, you are to be working this out on your book. No use of any calculator or any other device. Remember, sharpening our mental arithmetic skill and our work out our problems from scratch without depending on any device. in the exam, you will not have any use. Number 5,382 can be renamed as. So we're breaking it up into parts.
Miss,
I say C.
Miss, the answer is C. 5,000 plus 300 plus 80 plus 2.
Yes, Miss, I agree.
Miss,
Plus
I
8.
have C also.
Okay. All right. So everybody is agreeing. So these first set are really easy. Madison is saying C, John Day is saying C, Amari.
Miss, it's expanded notation.
Yes, expanded notation. So we're
And I watched
breaking
that
component.
Miss, you're kind of lagging.
All right. So these are too easy for. Am I lagging for everyone?
No, it's not, Miss.
Okay, how about this one?
I don't think you're lagging for everyone.
2.8 divided by 0.04.
Miss, can you? Miss, I got 70.
8 divided
I got
by
70.
How did you get?
Miss, I got 70.
Explain
Miss, because I did. Miss, can you please repeat your breaking up?
I'm asking to explain to me how you got 70.
Okay, Miss. Miss, I got 17, Miss, because I said, Miss, you would say, okay, the question is 2.8
divided by 0.04. So explain, Amari, how you got 70. I'm not hearing you, Amari. Has anyone else gotten their answer for that one?
Yes, Miss, I did.
Miss, can you hear me now?
Madison.
Miss, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, Miss.
Hold on,
Miss,
Madison. Hold on.
So the question is 2.8 divided by 0.4. Miss, you would draw. Miss, I drew. Miss, I don't remember what to call it. Miss,
the division line.
Yeah,
I call it that.
Yeah. Okay, Miss. And then, Miss, I said, Miss, so I put 4 in the little circle. And then
why Miss, you put 4 there?
Miss, because
why did you put 4? They didn't give us.
Yes, Miss, it has 4 right.
They gave us 0.04. They gave us 0.04. So why 4 in the curve?
Miss, that's what I did. Miss, that's what I did the days before.
But you must be doing something. Madison, what did you put for that number? 5.
Miss, I got 17. Miss, what I did is, since I'm not very.
When you're giving answer, you have to also give the letter.
Miss, sorry, not 70. I got C.
When you're giving your answer, also say the.
Miss, I got C.
You got 7?
Yes, Miss.
Or how did you get 7?
Miss, I divided 4 into 28 and put back the decimal.
and I got 7.
You divided 4 into 28, and then how did you know where to put the decimal? Because 2.8, 0.04 has 2, so how do you know where to put the point in the answer?
This year to have 2 decimal spaces because it's 0.04.
What about the 2.8? All right, so listen. When you're dividing by a decimal, you first need to clear the decimal point in the divisor. That's the number dividing by. So in the 0.04, we need a decimal point and make that number, turn it whole number, so to speak. So in order to do that, we have to move place. Should make it 4. The same thing on the left to balance. So we have to move 2 places to the right, and the 2.8 will become 80. So it's 280 divided by 4, and that's how we. So always remember the divisor, the number you're dividing by. Decimal, you first need to clear the decimal point, and whatever you have to do to clear it, to make that number a whole number, you have to balance out the same thing to the other number so that you don't change the value of the numbers that you're working with.
Yes, Miss, I did it again and I
Let's
got
go on to the next question. All right, so number
Miss, I did it
6,
and got
3.5 plus 2 3/5. So that's adding whole number, adding mixed numbers. Plus 2 3/5.
Miss, can I try that one?
Explain how you would work it step by step.
Okay, Miss. So Miss, you'd say what number can go into to the other number without losing the remainder, Miss? 2 can't go into 5 without losing the remainder. So Miss, I would say.
To be canceling.
What you said, Miss?
No, we
Miss,
don't cancel at this point.
Miss.
We don't cancel. If it was multiplication, Amari, it's addition. So we have to add the whole numbers and then find the LCM. So we add the 3 and the 2.
Wouldn't something have to be times?
Miss.
Have to.
Miss.
Madison,
Miss,
go ahead and explain. So you got. Hold on, Amari.
Yes, Miss. What
Madison,
I did,
explain how you got.
what I did is that I added the first numbers 3 and 2, and then I worked on the fractions to get the LCM of the denominators, and whatever you do at the bottom, you do to the top. So I times 2 by 5 and got 10, and 1 by 5 and got 5. And then for the 3/5, I times 5 by 2 and 3 by 2 and got 6/10. And then when you add that, you get 11/10, and that as a mixed number is 1 and 1/10. And you would add that to the 5 that you got before, and that would give you 6 and 1/10.
Miss, can I say
Alright, that
how I would do it, Miss?
is correct.
Miss, can I please say how I would do it? Because I think
Yes,
I got the same
yes.
answer but did it in a different way. Miss, I would say Miss, I would say 2 times 5, and that's 10. And then Miss, I would say Miss, then I would say, how much times can 3 go into 10 without leaving a remainder, Miss? And Miss, that goes 3 times. So Miss, I would put the 3, right? Wait. Miss, can you give me a second? I made a mistake.
Okay. Alice says in what comes after the which 3, Alisa? I'm not sure what question you're referring to.
Excuse me, miss. I don't really understand it.
Yes, Antoine.
I don't really
All right, so
understand it.
Antoine, what we're saying is we're adding fractions, and these are mixed numbers. They have a whole number component and a fractional component. So when we're adding mixed numbers, we add 2 whole numbers first. There are different methods of doing it. We could have changed them to improper fractions and find the LCM. We could do that method. The method I prefer for adding fractions is actually to add up first. So we'd add the 3 and the 2, and we would
Miss,
get 5. We put aside, that's the whole number. Now the fraction and the 3/5. We find the LCM of 2 and 5, which is 10. Goes into 5 times, and we're going to multiply that by the numerator of the half, which is 1. So 1 times 5 is 5. And 5 goes into times 2 is 6. So we have 5, which is 11 over the 10. That in itself is an improper fraction. So we choose 1 and 1 over 10. And then remember, we had the 5 as a whole number at first. We're going to add that 5 to the 1, and we get 6 and 1 over 10.
Okay.
All right, so that is C.
Miss,
Oh, to move on. Are you ready?
yes, Miss, I'm ready. Miss, I see what I did
Amari?
wrong. Miss, can you hear
Go
me?
ahead. Where you
Miss, I would say 5 into 10 goes 2
Yeah, go ahead.
times. Miss, I would say 5 into 10 goes 2 times. So then you would say 3 times.
Where did
Miss, are you hearing me?
where did 10 come from?
Miss, remember I said Miss, remember I said 5 times 2.
Are you referring to the 2 denominators or the 5
Yes,
times 2 in the 3/5?
Miss, I'm
You're
talking about the
referring to
denominators.
Okay, all right.
The
So basically, you're finding the LCM. All right, continue.
Okay, Miss. And then I would say so 5 into 10. Miss, it goes 2 times. So you'd say 3 times 2 on the numerator. And then Miss, you'd say 2 into 10 goes 5 times. Then you'd say 1 times 5 on the other numerator. And then Miss, you would write it down and say 3 times 1 is 3, and 5 times 1 is 5. So you say 5 times 3, and Miss, 5 times 3.
Where that 1 come
Miss, the
Why you
numerator.
multiply the 3 times 5 times?
No, miss, I'm saying 5 times 1 because
No, but those 5 are you saying times 1.
miss,
You said 3
miss,
times.
I was saying because 5 into 10 goes 2 times. Miss. Wait. Oh, miss, you'd said 3 times 2, and that equals to 6. And then
Okay.
you'd say,
Mhm.
and then you'd say 2 into 10 goes 5 times. Then you'd say 1 times 5. 1 times 5 is 1 times 5 is 5. Then you'd say plus 3 times 2 is 6. And then miss, you would get, so you would say 5 plus 6, and that equals to 11, miss. But you would still, but you would have to reduce the fraction, miss. And then you would get 1 over, miss. And then the numerators now, you would wait, miss, you'd get 1 and 1 over 10. Then the 1 over 10. Then the numerators. Oh, and then miss, you would say 3 plus 2 plus 1, miss, and then that would equal to 6.
Three plus 2 plus 1.
Yes, miss.
Amari,
Yes, miss.
love to see a picture of what you have done. Later,
Okay,
I
miss.
want you to take a picture and send it to me.
Okay, miss.
But you're working on team used. You have some bits of it. The whole number part, I think we can keep that. So you worked out fractional part and you got 1 and 1 over 10. For the whole numbers, it's 3 plus 2 6 is 5,
Yes.
and then 5 to the 1 that we just got over 10. So
Yes,
that's
miss.
how we got 6.
Yes,
So
miss. That's
that's
what I
what
said, miss.
Madison was explaining.
Yes, miss. That's what I said.
Right.
3
So,
plus 2
but the
plus
whole
1.
numbers you
That
didn't
would
do
equal to 6.
that part. Oh, so you're saying 3 plus 2 plus the 1 that we got from the 1 and 1 over 10.
Yes, miss.
But why are you saying that your method is different from Madison? Because that's exactly what
Miss, I thought she said. I thought she said plus, miss. 5 plus
she did.
2.
She added the whole numbers and then she worked the fraction parts and add that she got already. All right, so we agree the answer is C over 10. Persons in the chat also agree. Eskeen Cooper, ma'am, got her answer. So let's move on. Number 7, which of the four in the 10th place? 10th with a TH at the end. Antoine?
Miss, I'll say A.
Miss, I have the answer. I have the answer,
Antoine
miss.
says A. Says A. Amari?
Miss, I agree.
Miss, I also
Which
say
one
A.
has it in the...
Miss, I also say A.
All right. Okay, so A is the answer. The 10th place comes right after the decimal point. As the 4 after the decimal point. Number 8, what percentage of 200 is 40? Percentage of 200 is 40.
Miss, I would say A.
Pardon me?
A, Miss.
A for number 8, Legende.
Miss, I divided 200 by 40 and get
Oh,
5.
you
So
divided the
it's like
200 by 40. That's how we work percent. Percent in itself means out of 100, and expressing one quantity as a percent of the other. Does anyone know how we work that?
Yes, Miss.
All right, saying 80%.
no,
So
Miss.
how did you get 80%?
Miss, I multiplied 40 over 100 by 200 over 1, and I canceled down, and I got 80 because 100 goes in itself one time, and 100 goes into 200 two times, and 400 times 2 is 80.
If they had asked us, if they had asked us 40% of 200, that would have been the answer. We would have put 40 over 100, 200. That's not the question. The question is, what percent of 200 is 40? That's a different question. So when what percent of one amount usually follows the word of, we would put that at the bottom of the fraction. What we do is we put 40 over 200 times 100. We're expressing 40 as a percent of 200. You're not finding 40% of 200. You're expressing as a percentage of 200. So work that out for me, please. 40 over 200 times 100.
Miss, I got B.
All right, somebody says no, 20%. B. That's careful with percentage. Sometimes they want you to find what is 40% of 200. Sometimes they will say what is 40 as a percent of 200. They could even say what is 200 as a percent of 40, in which case we would have put the 200 at the top and the 40 at the bottom times 100. So be careful with these percentage questions. Number 9, Simon used 3 pears and 9 apples to make a fruit salad. What was the ratio of the number of pears to the number of apples in the fruit salad? Simon used pears and 9 apples to make salad. What was the ratio of the pears to apples? Madison is saying A. Explain how you got A.
So Miss, the ratio without it being reduced would be 3 to 9, and then reducing it, 3 goes into 3 one time, 3 goes into 9 3 times, which will give you 1 to 3.
Correct. So with ratio, so Antoine is also saying A. With ratio, we list the ratio of how the names or the amounts or whatever the items are, we list them according to how they were given. So pears were listed first, then apples. They want the ratio of pears to apples. That's 3 to, and then we reduce that and we get 1 to 3. All right, so Skeen, you're correct also, ma'am. Next question, number 10. Which is the smallest? So look at those numbers on the screen. Which one is the smallest of the four? Okay, Madison is the smallest. Does anyone disagree?
I agree with Madison, Miss.
Does everyone agree? All right, so
I agree, Miss.
said that. Antoine agrees. Amari, do you agree that A is the smallest?
Yes, Miss, I agree. I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. All right, so Eskeen is agreed. So when we're comparing numbers, they are decimals, so we're going to be at the same whole number parts. So they all have a 7 in the ones place. So go to the tens place to compare. 2, A and B have a 0 and the bottom two have 1s. So we know the bottom two can be eliminated since 0 is less than 1. We still need to compare A and B. So we go to the 100 place where A has a 1 and B has a 7. Definitely 1 is less than 7. A is the smallest of those four numbers. Number 11, what percentage of the figure is percentage of the figure is shaded? Carefully. What percentage is shaded? So Madison is saying 50%. How did you get the 50%?
Miss, never mind. I don't think it's right, but I got 50% because I counted all of the numbers and I got 10. And then there's 5 shaded. But now I recounted and I'm seeing that it's
Are
6.
you sure they're okay? So you're changing your mind to what?
Miss, 6%. I can't really see D.
6%? Are you saying 6%? Says
Miss,
60%.
yes, Miss D, 60%.
So there are 10 boxes, all of the same size, and 6 of them are shaded. Antoine is also saying 60%, Esso saying D, 60%. Amari agreed. There are 10 of the squares in all, and 6 of them are shaded. So that's 6 times 100, because pressing that fraction as a percent. So that is 60%. Number 12, Kate wants to pack baseballs into boxes. Each box holds 6 baseballs. She has 24 balls. Which of the following will help her find out how many boxes she will need? So Kate wants to package her baseballs into boxes. Each box holds 6 baseballs. She has 24 balls. Which of the following will help her find out how many boxes she's going to need? Let me see some answers come in.
Yes, I say C.
All right. Antoine says, Madison says C. Does anyone disagree? So C says 20 divided by 6. Amari also agrees, and you are all correct. We have to see how many into 24. Number 13, Jessica is using her phone. Its battery life is at 50%, and it continues to lose charge at 12.5% every hour. How many more hours will her battery last? Jessica is using her phone. Its battery life is at 50%, and it continues to lose charge at 12.5% every hour. How many more hours will her battery last? We're going to approach number 13. How many more hours does she have to use the battery? Any ideas for that one? YD Madison?
Miss, I tried to see how many times 12.5 can go into 50, and it can go into 50.
Can go into
50 4 times.
50? 6?
Miss,
I'm not hearing. You're saying you want to see how many times 12.5 can go
into 50, and I got 4 times.
Why
Oh, Miss, sorry,
50?
not B, I meant C. I got it going into 50% 4 times.
So 12.5. So 50% is used up, therefore 50% is left back, right? Okay. And 12.5 goes into the cent 4 times. Read the question again. It continues to lose charge, continues to lose 12.5 every hour. Okay, so that is correct. So she has 4 hours left. Next question. Number 14. What is 64 written in exponential form? So exponential form, we're saying 60 is which number raised to what power? Which number times itself, times itself, times itself, times itself. And how many times would you that number by itself to get 64? Look at the options. The power tells you how many times you're going to multiply that number, the base by itself. So we get 64 when we multiply 2 by itself 4 times, 2 times 2 times 2 times 2.
No,
Do we
miss.
get it when we by itself 6 times?
No,
When do we get it?
Miss, I got my answer,
those
which is
options.
8 times 8 times 8, 8 times 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 8.
Are you sure, Antoine?
8 power. Yes, miss. Let me check over, miss.
8 times 8 times would give 64. No, 8 8s are 64. That's the first
B
2
would
8s
give
already.
64.
Already.
Miss, wait.
It will be B. If you multiply
Miss, yes,
2 by
B.
itself 6 times, right?
Yes,
So
miss.
2 2s 4, 4 2s 8, 8 2s 16, 16 2s 32, and 32 times 2 is 64. 2 to the
Yes,
power of 6 would give 64. So that is B. Number 15. Which of the following numbers is 23 and 8 thousandths? 23 and 8 thousandths. So 23 would be the whole number. 8 thousandths would be the decimal. So which of those? All right. Legend is saying A. Madison is saying B.
Miss, I say B.
Those persons in the chat, when your answers, please write the number. Eskeen is saying B for number 14, but we passed that already. We're now at number 14. Which of those is showing 23 and 8? Okay, so B is, so 8 thousandths would have 3 decimal places. So that is B, 20.008. Antoine is also B. Next question. Numbers. If A is equal to A, B, C, D, E, and B is equal to A, B, E, which of the statements is true? A is a subset of B. B is a subset of A. B is not a subset of A. A union B is equal to B. Which of those is true? If set A is A, B, C, D, E, set A is A, B, E, which of those statements is true? So Madison saying B is a subset of A. What you mean by that, Madison?
Miss, I mean that all of B's members are also in set A, so B is a subset of set A.
Correct. So all the elements of one set are contained within the other set. Smaller set is a subset of the larger set. So the answer is B. B is a subset of, and that looks like a C. That's the symbol. Number 17. Of the 12 people in line at an ice cream shop, 8 ordered cones with 2 scoops of ice cream. The rest ordered cones with 1 scoop of ice cream. Which picture models the situation in the simplest form? So of the 12 people in line at an ice cream shop,
Miss, I
8
can't see
ordered
B.
cones. That's why I'm reading. Oh, you can't see the picture for D?
Miss, I
Yes,
can't
please.
see D as well.
All right, I'll soon let you see it. So listen to the question. Of the 12 people in line at an ice cream shop, 8 ordered cones with 2 scoops of ice cream. The rest ordered cones with 1 scoop of ice cream. Which picture models the situation? All right, so can you see it now? Yes,
Yes,
no,
miss.
maybe? Which one models the situation? 12 persons, 8 of them ordered 2 scoops, and the rest of them ordered one scoop. Any ideas?
Yes, Miss.
Go ahead.
Miss, I say A because 8 to 4 reduce is 2 to 1. And as you can see there are 2 with 2 scoops of ice cream and 1 with 1 scoop. And the 8 to 4 is from the
Okay, that is
people who ordered
correct.
2 scoops and the people who ordered 1.
Miss, I,
Great. That is correct.
Yes, Miss, I agree.
Okay, so 12 students, and if 8 chose, that means 4 chose one scoop, and 8 to 4 is 2 1. So we'd have 2 with 2 scoops and 1 scoop, and that is 8. Number 18 is the best estimate of 53 times 19. So remember, they're asking for an estimate of the actual amount. How would we estimate it? So we'd have to round it off. So what's the best estimate for 53 times 19? Don't work out 53 times 19, round them off and see the closest one from the up. So what would we round off to? Would we round?
Miss, you
Miss,
would round down. Wait, hold on.
for 53.
Miss, you would round up. Miss, do you mean it's like
53. The 3 is less than 5. The 3 is less than 5, so we round down
what you're saying.
to 50.
Miss, I thought
And the 9 is more than 5, so we round
I went
up.
to 20.
So it will be 50 times 2. So what does that give?
1,000.
Miss, that gives 1,000.
1,000.
Miss, that gives you 1,000.
So that is C, 1,000. C is the best estimate. Number 19, Roman numeral CXXXIII plus LVII. So C is 100 and X is 10 and I is 1. So that's 131 plus L is 50, V is 5. So that's 57. 131 plus 57. How much is that? Sorry, 133. 133 plus
Yes, it's
57.
1,000.
All right, what you got? C.
Miss,
In.
I got, Miss, for number
19
I got D,
is
190.
190. All right. The
Yes,
Malaysian Day is also saying 190. That's D.
D
Miss,
as
I
well. I
Correct.
agree.
Okay. Number 20. While shopping for school supplies, Pete bought 6 pencils, 6 books, and 2 erasers. About how much money did Pete spend? So while shopping for school supplies, Pete bought 6 pencils, 6 books, and 2 erasers. About how much money did Pete spend? So one pencil is $50. Sorry, one book is $50. 3 pencils for $45 and 2 erasers for $25. So work out how much money Pete spent. How much money did he spend?
Miss, may I answer?
Yes, please.
I got C 415. because he bought 6 pencils and one book is for $50. And 50 times 6 gives you 300. Then 3 pencils are for $45. So 45 times 2 is 90. And then he only bought 2 erasers, so that's 25. And 300 plus 90 plus 25 gives you 415.
That's correct, Madison.
Yes, miss.
It's the
I
answer,
agree.
$450.
Miss, that's what I also
One.
do.
Yes,
Number
miss.
21. Okay. 9 boys are sharing some toy cars so that each person gets an equal amount. If they had 2 more cars, they would have no remainder after sharing. Which of the following shows the possible number of cars they could have? So let's read that again. 9 boys are sharing some toy cars so that each person gets an equal amount. If they had 2 more cars, they would have no remainder after sharing. Which of the following shows the possible number of cars that they could have?
Miss, I know.
18, 25, 27, or 29? Mari?
Miss, I would say. Miss,
Go
I would
ahead.
say A. A, miss.
Why?
Miss, because it's the equal amount that they both can share each toy car.
Miss, I
But
disagree.
it says, okay, Antoine is saying he disagrees. What do you have?
Miss,
Miss, that was
this
Madison.
wasn't I, but I disagree as well.
Oh, sorry.
Miss, I'm a
Sorry,
bit
Madison,
low.
why do you?
Miss, I disagree because
Because
it says that they have if they had 2 more cars, they would have no remainder. So um so Miss, obviously that means they would have no remainder, sorry. So obviously that means that they have a remainder after sharing. So when you divide 9 into 27, you have no remainder. So if they had 2 more, they would have a remainder. And that's how I got the 29, because 7 plus 2 equals 9, and then you just get the 29.
Yes, miss.
That's actually where I went wrong.
so hold on. So you're saying your answer is
Miss D,
you're saying your answer is D 29. If you add 2 to 29, you'd get 31. They couldn't share that equal among them. Antoine, what you say?
Miss, I say C 27. I say C
Why?
27
Miss,
because
actually, I say B.
when you add 2
Antoine?
to when you add 2 to 27, you'll get 29, and 29 is a multiple of 9, miss.
Is it? Is it, Antoine?
Hmm.
Alyssa is saying 25. Alyssa, you need to tell me
Oh,
why you're saying 25. Is 29 a multiple of 9,
no,
Antoine?
miss. No, miss.
No, it's not. All right,
So
so
if
Madison is now agreeing with Alyssa.
yes,
25 is the answer because when we add 2 to 25, we get 27, which is now a multiple of 9. So B is the answer, 25.
yes, miss. I
Two.
agree as well.
Okay, so Mary wants to buy a dress that is priced at $3,760. How much would she pay for the dress if she receives a 40% discount. So a discount is when they take off some money off the thing, you pay less. So Mary wants to buy a dress that is priced at $3,760. How much would she pay for the dress if she receives a 40% discount? So now they want us to find 40%, right? That's different from the question we did earlier. So Mary gets a 40% discount. So how are we going to work out? The question wants us to find out how much would she pay for the dress if she gets the discount. How are we going to? Ideas. She's getting a 40% discount. The first thing we need to find, what is that discount? So what is 40% of the money? That's the first thing we need. 40% of 3,760. How we set that up? 40 over 100 times 3,760. That's what we need to work out. 40 over 100 times 3,760. When we work that, we're going to subtract it from the 3,760 because it's a discount. So we work out 40% of the money, 40 over 100 times the money. And then when we get that answer, that would be what she's going to get. So we need to take that from the money, and our answer will be $1,256. And that is B.
That's what I got.
Okay, that's good. Number 23. What are the prime factors of 24? What are the prime factors of 24? What do we mean by prime factors? Answer
Miss,
that question first.
Miss,
Answer that question first. Antoine, what do we mean by prime factor?
Miss, I say that the prime factors are the factors of the number, Miss. For example, you have 8, and the prime factor of 8 will be 2 because it's a prime number, while 4 would be a composite number. Then 2 plus 2 will give you 4. So the three twos would be the prime factors for 8.
Okay. More accurately, 2 times 2 would give 4. 2
Yes.
plus 2 gives 4 too, but when we're talking about factors, we're talking about multiplying, right?
Yes,
So
Miss.
a factor is a number that can divide evenly into another number without leaving a remainder. But if we only want the prime factors, we only want those factors that are also prime numbers. So what are the prime numbers that can go into 24? That's what we're asking. So what's the answer for that, Antoine?
Miss, I would say 2, 2, 2, and 3, which is C.
2, 2, 2. All right, that is
Mrs.
correct.
D for the picture.
This question is a bit ambiguous though, because
Which
we
one?
don't know if they just want us to tell Right. We don't know if they just want us to say what are the prime factors or they want us to list all the prime factors. So A could go really because 2 and 3 are the prime factors. And they didn't ask us for the prime factorization, in which case it would be 2 cubed times 3 to the first power. So really for this question, it's ambiguous, and I personally would accept A as well as C. Number 24. Kevin is planning to plant 3 seeds in each of the flower pots shown below. Which statement shows how many seeds Kevin will need? So he's going to put 3 seeds in each of those pots. Look carefully at the statements. Which statement shows how many seeds he's going to need? All right, any ideas for which one shows how many seeds Kevin needs? So this is in B. Is that for 24? Is that for 34? Why do you say C?
Miss, never mind. I don't think it's correct because I don't know how to explain it.
Or any answers for number 34? So there are two rows of flower pots and 4 pots in each row, and each pot will have 3 seeds.
Miss, I
Rows
have.
Miss?
Okay, so what do you say then?
Miss, I say D because there's 8 pots and 2 times 4 gives you 8. And then you have to have 3 in each pot would be times 3. So 2 times 4 times 3, which is
Okay, that
24.
is correct, right? So
Yes, Miss, I agree.
Antoine agrees. So 2 rows of pots, 4 in each row, and 3 seeds in each pot. 2 times 4 times 3, that's D. All right, number 26. Oh,
Yes, I think you mean 25.
no, it's 25. Sorry, 25. So Tashi and Simone were asked to divide a number by 100. By mistake, Tashi multiplied the number by 100 and obtained an answer of 450. Simone correctly divided the number by 100. What was her answer? So Tashi and Simone were asked to divide a number by 100. By mistake, Tashi multiplied the number by 100 and obtained an answer of 450. Simone correctly divided the number by 100. What was her answer? Who wants to take that one?
Yes, I can't see D.
You can't see it?
D, Miss.
I read it twice. D says 4.5.
Okay, Miss.
So if Tashi multiplied the number by 100 and got 450, That means the original number was what? If she multiplied it by 100, she made a mistake. Instead of dividing it, she multiplied it. So if she multiplied it by 100 and got 450, what was the original number? Which number multiplied by 100 gives 450? That would be 4.5. Original number 4.5. And Simone worked it properly, divided the 4.5 by 100. So the answer would be 0.045. That's the correct answer. B, 0.045. Number 26. A child left for school at 7:45 a.m. and arrived there 25 minutes later. What time did the child arrive at school? The child left for school 7:45 a.m. and it took the child 25 minutes to get to school. So when did the child arrive at school? Madison.
Miss, Madison,
B.
I agree.
Miss, I got
Amari is
B.
agreeing.
Miss, I agree. Miss, I say it's 8:10
Alright, so
a.m.
everybody, it's 10 minutes past 8. Okay, all right. Everybody, Haley is saying she agrees, 10 minutes past 8. Alyssa, I'm seeing you're saying 25, but I don't know that answer is 4. Remember, you have to put the number. All right, number 27. Number 27 wants the perimeter angle. The length is 2 centimeters. Sorry, the width is 2 centimeters and the length is 5 centimeters. What is the perimeter? The width is 2 centimeters. The length is 5 centimeters. What is the perimeter? Antoine?
14 centimeters.
You're saying what?
14 centimeters.
What?
14
Explain
centimeters.
how you got that and explain.
Since it's a rectangle, the two short sides will represent 2, miss. And the two long sides will represent 5, miss. So I add 5 plus 5 and I will get 10. Then I did the 2 and 2 and I'll get 4. Then I added 10 and 4 and I got 14.
Correct. That's correct. Haley is saying she got D also. Alyssa got D also. And Haley says 5 plus 2 times 2 because it is a quadrilateral. Well, it's not because it is a quadrilateral, it's because it is a rectangle. There are quadrilaterals where that rule would not apply, but you are correct, Haley, in how you work that for the rectangle. Alyssa is saying all the sides, and that is correct. Madison got B also. Amari, you're saying you got B?
Yes, miss.
Number 28. For which of the following polygons is the formula used to find the area? For which of the following polygons is the formula base times height over 2 used to find its area? Is it the rectangle, the trapezium, the triangle, the hexagon? sorry, which one is base times height divided by 2 for the area?
Base C.
C is correct, the triangle. Area of a triangle is the base times height.
Miss, I don't understand.
29.
Wait, hold on. Miss, I understand now. Miss, I understand.
The base, you don't understand that formula?
Miss, I didn't understand it
The area
before.
of a triangle is, so the base is usually the distance along the bottom of the triangle, or the distance, the height is from the apex of the triangle to the bottom, and the base is perpendicular to the height. The base and the height would form that right angle. So it's the base times height divided by 2, or half base times height is how it's also expressed. Number 29, which will give the area of a rectangular region 45 meters long and 25 meters wide. Which will give the area of a rectangular region 45 meters long and 25 meters wide. Area of a rectangle is length times width. So if the length is
So, Miss, I would say
45, the Antoine?
Miss, I say A. Because
Okay, so
45 would be
45.
the long sides and 25 would be the two short sides.
Miss, I agree.
Okay, so the answer is A. Number 30, which of the following is the same as 1 centimeter? How do we express centimeter as meters? That's what them all is in meters. How would we express 1 centimeter in terms of meters? So that's 30. So there are 100 meters in a meter. Centimeter is 100th of a meter. So that's B, 100th of a meter. 31, what is the approximate length? Yes. What is the approximate length of an ordinary pencil before it is sharpened? The approximate length of an ordinary pencil before it is sharpened. How many centimeters is the apple before you start to sharpen it? Have you measured the pencil against your ruler? So here I have my pencil, and here is my ruler. So let me see the centimeter. So that's approximately, this is 18 centimeters, okay? And this pencil happened once. So the answer is C, 18 centimeters. Number 32, 3 movies were shown one after the other. The first one started at 12:45 p.m. If each movie lasted 90 minutes, what time did the third movie end? So 3 movies were shown one after the other. The first one started at 12:45 p.m. If each movie lasted 90 minutes, what time did the third movie end? Any ideas? How do we work this?
Miss, my idea in how to work this is, so 90 minutes is equal to 1 hour and 30 minutes, miss. So then I say to add it. I might be wrong, but I say to add it to the 12:45 three times, and then I'll get one answer.
So we're adding 1.5 hours 3 times to 12:45. Is there another way we could work it? Instead of adding the same thing 3 times, what can we do?
Miss, we can multiply it.
So we can multiply the 90 minutes by 3, and we get 270 minutes. Change that to hours, so divide it by 60, that's what? 3 hours and a half. And we can just add the 3.5 hours to the 12:45, and we would get what? 3 times 90, 27. That's what? 2 hours, right? 2.5 hours. My mistake. So add the 2.5 hours to 12:45. 2 hours to 12 is 4:45, and then the half hour would bring it to 5:15 p.m.
Yes, miss.
Okay, number 33, which is greater than 1 meter. Which of those, when you work it out, you get more than 1 meter? Since they're all in centimeters, how many centimeters would they have to be equal to be 1 meter? How many
Miss,
centimeters make 1 meter?
okay, so centimeters, 100 centimeters make 1 meter, miss.
Okay, so which of those add to more than 100? That's what they're asking. Which one is greater than 1 meter? Which of those, when you work it out, you get more than 100? Fifteen times 3, that would give us 45 centimeter cube. 20 plus 80 would give us 100, but they want greater than 100, so that can't be it. The 150 minus 40 would give 110. So that's the one that's greater than 100 centimeters, or greater than 1 meter. All right, number 34, and we're going to stop at 40, so we're trying to make it down to 40. Number 34, a container has 5 liters of juice. If 2 1/6 liters are poured from it, approximately how much juice is left? So there are 5 liters, and we're going to pour out 2 1/6. We're taking 2 from 5. So which one of those approximately? So if we take 2 1/6, we'd have 5/6 left back. Which one of those is that closest to? Since it's 5/6, it's closer to the 3. 2 and 5, 5/6 is almost 1 whole. So the 2 5/6 is closer to the 3 liters, and that is B. All right, so we have 6 questions to go. 35. What is the best estimate of this length of the block? So the length is from, if we take the reading on the ruler, it's from 3 to 8. So how many units is that? From 3 to 8.
1, 3,
So we have 1, 2,
2,
3, 4,
5, 6.
5.
5,
Units.
yes.
We can't count the 3 in it because we're starting at 3, right?
Yes, miss.
Okay, so it's 8 minus 3, which is 5 units, and that is B. Number 36, the circumference of a circle is 44 centimeters. What is its diameter? The circumference of a circle is 44 centimeters. What is its diameter? Circumference, how do we find the diameter? Does anyone know? So the circumference is the diameter. Sorry, the diameter is the circumference divided by pi, and pi is 22 over 1. So that would be 44 divided by 22 over 7, which is the same as 44 times 7 over 22, and that would give us 14 centimeters, which is C. So if you know the circumference and you want the diameter of a circle, you divide the circumference by 22 over 7. And remember, pi can also be expressed as 3.14.
Okay,
But
miss.
37, okay. So Mary bought 4 rolls of ribbon, each of length 3 meters, 50 centimeters. She used all of the ribbon to wrap 2 presents. If she used an equal length of ribbon to wrap each present, how much ribbon did she use for each present? So Mary bought 4 rolls of ribbon, each of length 3 meters and 50 centimeters. She used all of the ribbon to wrap 2 presents. If she used an equal length of ribbon to wrap each present, how much ribbon did she use for each present? So she bought 4 rolls, and each of them was 3 meters, 50 centimeters. So the 4 times 3, that's 12 meters, and the 4 times the 50 centimeters, that's 2 meters. So 14 meters in all, and she divided it equally between the 2 presents. So 14 divided by 2, that would give 7 meters. Number 38, Mr. Jones is driving a bus at a speed of 60 kilometers per hour. Provided he remains at the same speed, how far can he drive in 2.5 hours? Mr. Jones is driving a bus at a speed 60 kilometers per hour. Providing he remains at the same speed, how far can he drive in 2.5 hours? That's on that. 60 kilometers per hour, and he's going at the same speed and he's traveling 2.5 hours. So how many kilometers will he cover?
Miss, I quite have an idea on how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 hours equals 120, 120 minutes. Then we could add the 30 to the 120 minutes. Then multiply.
No, you wouldn't have to multiply it again. The 2 hours is 120 and the half hour is 30. So add them and you get what?
Miss, I got 150.
Correct. So 150 kilometers. You could have also just said 60 times 2.5, and that also would have given you. All right. So 2 questions to go. Number 39. Troy bought a bottle of juice from the tuck shop to have with his lunch. Which of the following would be the best estimate of the capacity of his bottle of juice? Right? Troy bought a bottle of juice from the tuck shop to have with his lunch. Which of the following would be the best estimate of the capacity of this bottle of juice? So, capacity is the volume, how much liquid it can hold. And for that, the 5 milliliters would be too small for juice. That would be more like a teaspoon. And the 3.5 liters would be too much for that child to drink at once. So the best estimate would be the 500 milliliters. Right. And the last question is based on this diagram. The diagram represents an outdoor play area. The top rectangle is 200 meters by 85 meters. And the bottom, we have it divided up. The length from top to bottom is 170, as you can see in the diagram. And the width is W. So they want to know what is the length of the side labeled W. How would we work out W? So look carefully at the diagram. How would we work out the distance that W has? Any ideas for that one?
Yes, miss.
Go ahead, Madison.
Take away 70 from 200
Why?
because that little piece there is 70 meters, and then miss, I don't know how to explain it, so I'm going to do it the best I can. So
Okay.
you take it away from 200 because the whole long side is 200. So you
Can you
take
see the
away.
cursor that I'm moving about?
Yes, miss.
All right, so this long side, Madison is saying this is 200, which will be the same distance here, right?
Yes.
So if this is 70, then this must be the 200 minus 70, which is the same distance as W. So you're correct, Madison, and the answer is 130 meters, which is D.
Yes, I agree.
All right, so we've through 40 questions. Next week, we'll do another 40 questions. So
It's
be ready. Yes. Okay, so Haley wanted to see the options. Like there they are. Okay. So I want to thank you in studio with me. As always, appreciate your company and your effort. For those who are in the chat, I also appreciate your company and your effort. Join me again on Monday when we'll be doing our PEP performance task from 7 to 8 p.m. Until that time, thank you, scholars, and have a good evening.
okay, Miss, same to you. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Goodbye, miss. Have a good night.
Same to
Bye,
you.
everyone.